What happens when thousands of children facing deportations suddenly lose their lawyers who were helping them to fight their cases? And could this become one of the biggest legal battles over the migrant children in America? Tonight, more than 24,000 unaccompanied migrant children in the United States are facing a certain future after federal legal aid program expired, leaving the non-profit organization warning of a growing deportation crisis. But this case is not just about immigration numbers, it is about children navigating one of the most complicated legal systems in the world, often without parents, without the resources, and now potentially without the legal representation. The program supported around 90 non-profit organizations providing lawyers to the children who entered in the US without a parent or a legal guardian. These attorneys help them monitor, apply for asylums and victims of abuse, trafficking, and kind of rights representation in the immigration courts. However, non-profit groups, they say, have a crisis that depends on because of the federal government and non-reimbursed around $65 million they say that they owed for completing the legal work. In some areas, advocates say that the children could be left trying to represent themselves against the government attorneys in a situation the legal experts describe it nearly impossible for the minors to be stayed. The dispute now moved to the federal court, and the non-profits argue that ending the program violates the protection created for the unaccompanied migrants. Children under the US law, the US government, meanwhile, has challenged aspects of the funding arrangement and demanded the access to the immigration and the legal groups that could violate attorney-client confidentiality. Make no mistakes here, this is becoming a major test of America's immigration system. Supporters of the program say that legal representation is a basic safeguard against mistakes, exploitation, and unfair outcomes. Critics argue that immigration enforcement just maintain a public and taxpayer-funded legal services, that it should be reviewed. And yet, the central question remains: what happens when the children facing deportations must just fight their cases alone? With the federal court hearing approaching, the outcome could decide not only the future of these migrant children and migrant program, but also how the immigration is enforced and how the human aspect is treated across the borders. Because behind every immigration case, this is not just a file, it is a human story waiting for the decision.